Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we're going to take a look at the preview for the Invictor Tactical Warsuit, the Dreadnought that is not a Dreadnought, the lightly armoured, stealthy, honest, lightweight material-based mech that is basically a Sentinel, but for Space Marines, because that's fine. Look, I'm just trying to distract you from the terrible pun that this article opens with, which is Space Marines in victory will be yours. I'm just trying to steer you away from it, and then I remembered that I left it up there. It's on the recording. I could have blocked it out, but that would have looked weird. You're just going to have to deal with seeing it, okay? It's there. You've seen it. I apologise. I don't know why I'm apologising. I didn't write it. But there you go. In victory will be yours. Let's get on with it, shall we? So, picture this. You're an 8-foot tall, genetically engineered transhuman killing machine clad in inches thick armour that augments your already formidable physical strength. I'm impressed I said that without getting it wrong. What could possibly be cooler than that? Well, the answer is clearly wearing a Dreadnought. Welcome to the fun, action-packed world of Invictor Tactical Warsuit Pilot. Arguably, Space Marines that are in Dreadnoughts anyway are already doing that. That's nothing new, if we're going to get nitpicky about it. Also, I'll be honest, I don't know if that paragraph is the right way to open this article. Given the number of people who really don't like this, who are absolutely not on board for the Invictor Tactical Warsuit, that strikes me as a way to irritate people as opposed to bring them on board. I'm okay. I'm already of the opinion that this is class. Now, I know. We've talked about this before. I'm aware. I've even been brought to trial in other comment sections on other people's videos for liking this thing. But I get it. I honestly do. It is dumb. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not saying that it's not dumb. I'm not saying that it isn't silly or stupid. I'm not saying that it makes sense. I've never declared that to be the case. It is silly. Look at it. Look at the dude. There's no protection for that guy at all. I don't care what materials you're making that thing out of, unless it's made out of actual just soundproof foam. There's no way you could count that as stealthy in any universe whatsoever. But it looks a bit like the loader from Alien. It looks a bit like the mechs from The Matrix. Admittedly, not the good Matrix films, but still, they were in there. And it looks like the thing from Avatar, if you can remember any details from Avatar, which, let's face it, most people can't because it wasn't actually good. But it's still a mech. It's a massive mech. It's got a big gun. It's got 2 other guns. And it's got a big fist that can hold a 4th gun. I mean, come on. It's still stupid, but I can't help but like it. I know that it does not... The only reason it looks like it would work for Space Marines is because there's a Space Marine sitting in it. I know all of this, but I can't help but love it. I just can't help it. And the chances are mine will not look like that. They will just look like Dreadnoughts, because that is not going to be a difficult conversion to turn that into a full Dreadnought, let's be honest. Bit of plasticard, maybe a little bit of spare armour from the front of the Redemptor. You get 2 different panels for the front of the Redemptor, so you could totally up-armour that. No problem. Straight off the bat, now I'm thinking about it. Right, so... is it actually any good? That's the question. Let's have a look. Let's stop faffing about. Let's stop rambling. Is it decent? So the Invictor Tactical Warsuit. Allegedly stealthy, but whatever. Strength 7, Toughness 6, Wounds 13, Attacks 4, Leadership 8, and a 3+ save. Okay. Obviously, degrading profile, because it's a vehicle. So with 7 to 13 wounds, 10 inches of movement. I like that a lot. Weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, 4 to 6 wounds, you're looking at 8 inches of movement, which is still pretty good. And then 4+, and then 1 to 3 wounds, you are really slowing down because you're taking a load of damage, so 6-inch movement, and 5+ for weapon and ballistic skill. To be honest, I quite like the stats on that. I do like it. So as you know, it is made of lightweight sound dampening materials. Look, I didn't make it. Leave me alone. Concealed position is the important thing here. So it starts at 10 inches of movement, and it can start using concealed position, which is when you set up this model during deployment. It can be set up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from the enemy deployment zone and any enemy models. Now, you know I've got the stupid Dreadnought army. The thing is now at 13 Dreadnoughts strong. There's 6 Redemptors. There's 2 Contemptors with melee weapons. There's a Mortis Contemptor. There's a Leviathan. and then the rest are Mortis Dreads. Now, that is not a tactically diverse or or option filled army. What happens with those, right? What they do, because I'm using Iron Hands, because why would you not? Give me that extra feel no pain. They set up on one side of the board, and some of them wait, and some of them move, and that's it. That is literally the entirety of it. It's just, a thing's in range, murder it. That is the whole thing. There is no more than that. This being something that can be turned into a Dreadnought at the very least, being able to set up using concealed position and having a move characteristic of 10 actually means that I might get to do more than just sit on one side of the battlefield for the first however long. Look, in the context of my current army, the biggest army that I currently have, which it's not difficult to achieve that when you're just building Dreadnoughts, to be honest, they stack up real quick. This is beautiful. I love this. In the context of my dumb Dreadnought force, this is absolutely... It's just so good. It's just so good. I can understand why it makes no sense, but it still works for me. I mean, come on. So, even without its primary armaments, the Invictor Tactical Warsuit can cut down waves of lightly armoured targets with ease. Between them, its Fragstorm Grenade Launcher, 2 Iron Hail Heavy Stubbers, and Heavy Bolter Sidearm, which is still hilarious, fire a total of 10 to 15 shots per turn. Which, to be honest, is pretty good. I mean, let me just think now. So my Onslaught Gatling Cannon equipped Redemptors, with a heavy Onslaught Gatling Cannon and a smaller Onslaught Gatling Cannon, and they've all got Fragstorm launchers. I mean, the cannons by themselves is, 12 for the big, 6 for the small. So that's 18 shots off the two, what I count as the two main armaments of my Redemptors, because quite often people end up getting just that nice amount of distance away where 4 of them are throwing out 18 shots each, which is delightful every time. 10 to 15 shots, even without the main armament, I like that a lot. I cannot not like that when you've got as much shooting going on in your army as in the context of this. That's nice. That is nice. I do like that. It's keeping up with the big boys. That's the thing I like. So, it has a couple of things. A couple of main armaments. There's the Incendium Cannon, which is a 12-inch range, which is heavy 2d6, strength 5, AP -1, damage 1. Okay. When resolving an attack mode with this weapon, do not make a hit roll. It automatically scores a hit. Being a flamer weapon, that does make sense. Being able to move 10 inches, having a 12-inch range, and being able to set up just over 9 inches away from the enemy positions, that's... Oh dear God, that's horrible. If you roll well with that. That could do so many awful things to people. I mean, you're gonna lose it real quick. Let's be totally honest. If you have a couple of these set up with concealed position, with the Incendium cannons, you manage to charge in and burn someone's I mean, it doesn't really matter what you're gonna go for, something that's got masses of armor and stuff, but you could do some serious damage to a squad or two with that. They're gonna get wrecked immediately, but if they can get the cost back, that's gotta be worth it, right? It's just mad. It's mad. I like it. It's mental though. So there's also the twin Iron Hail autocannon, which of course is a 48-inch range, heavy 6, strength 7, AP -1, damage 2, which is somewhat making my my Mortis Dreads cry a little bit, to be honest. I mean, heavy 6 for an autocannon. Okay. Yeah, right. Christ. So, I mean, 48-inch range. So you can actually set them up either as a run in at the start and really mangle some poor sod's infantry in a truly horrendous way, or you can actually set them up for long-range fire support as well. That feels pretty flexible, to be honest. Depending on the cost of this thing. It's actually it feels quite good. It feels actually quite good. Oh dear. So, yeah, I mean, if you've got 48-inch range, I don't know how much you'd be bothered about like properly getting right up in people's faces with the thing, because that's a fair amount of fire support, let's be honest. Again, it depends on how much it costs point-wise, but yeah. Okay, so there's also the Invictor Fist, which is a strength ×2, AP -3, damage 3. So, I mean, the strength was 7, wasn't it? So, okay, yeah, that's pretty what you're used to. But still, having that melee option on something that can start that close and can have the ridiculous combination of either the flamer or that really, it feels like slightly better autocannon. Yeah, they're not exactly strapped for options, are they, when it comes to what you want to do with this thing? Feels pretty not nailed down in one particular role, to be honest with you. Okay, so if you really want to put the fear of the Emperor into the heart of your opponent, field 2 or even 3. Well, I already know there's going to be at least 3 because it's a Dreadnought army. So yeah, put them in the concealed position on one flank, and from there be able to launch a devastating attack on enemy lines as a group of menacing turn 1 charging war machines. If you do consider adding a unit or 2 of suppressors, no. Well, I mean, you might do that. I'm not going to do that because they're not in Dreadnoughts. This strategy will be especially effective in conjunction with certain chapter tactics, such as those of the White Scars. Oh, yeah, advance and charge. Okay, yep. No, yeah, that'll work. Black Templars, which is reroll charge rolls, and Space Wolves, which is +1 to hit with 5 attacks. Yeah, I mean, out of those, I would argue probably White Scars would be the thing to go for. Okay, so you can use them in conjunction with the Invictors as well. Yeah, having a Captain in Phobos armor with rerolls to hit would be quite nice. I keep thinking maybe I should actually add some characters in that might buff things a little bit, maybe, to my Dreadnought force, but then they're not in Dreadnoughts, so maybe not. Important to note as well, as it says, defensive benefits of Salamanders, which is ignore AP -1, Iron Hands, ignore wounds and improve damage table. That's the thing I like. That's the thing that I go for every single time. That's why they just sit there for the most part, because you ignore wounds, and it's just, I don't know, it just seems to work best for me. I've not had an issue where I've never like sat there with my Dreadnoughts taking fire and gone, man, I wish I'd made them a bit faster or something. Like, it's always ended up being worth taking Iron Hands. So, okay. I do like the fact that it does have like different options for things like the pistol and the fist, like having the articulated fingers and stuff. It's something that I wouldn't have been surprised if they hadn't done, but it does give it that extra little bit of customization, which, you know me at this point, a little bit of extra customization I'm never going to complain about. Whatever can be done to make it more yours and to make them stand out a bit more, it should be done, in my opinion. So, yeah, although I'm not quite sure about the mental image of having an Invictor pistol whipping someone. That might look a bit weird, but I'm sure someone will do it, and it'll probably end up looking pretty less weird than I think it does. But it's an option. It's there. You can do it if you want. Just realised, has there been any mention of the missile launcher on the top? Did it say it further up without its... Okay, yeah, so it's the Fragstorm grenade launcher on top. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. I just wanted to check. Yeah, I mean, it's... You could so easily turn that into an actual Dreadnought. You could so easily do it, and it would, I'm sure, ease a lot of the complaints about it in some ways. Do like the rule set for it, though. It is a bit mad. It is a bit ridiculous. You know, I mean, look at the size of the thing. The amount of guns it's covered on. Concealed position is funny, but I don't really know. It requires a bit of suspension of disbelief, let's be totally honest, but I can't help but like it. I'm sorry. I just can't help but like it. But I'm totally not having any of them where you can see the dude in the cockpit, because no. Just no. Anyway, that's the Invictor Tactical Warsuit and some of the stuff, what it can do. It's got a respectable amount of firepower. It actually seems pretty damn flexible. And, yeah, I quite like the rules for it, at least. Even if the actual chassis itself is not up to your personal taste, I think the rules seem to be pretty decent. Let me know what you think of all of that in the comments down below. As always, feel free to click the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like to. Don't click it if you don't want to. There is a affiliate link in the description for Element Games. What you can click to buy your 40k stuff if you want. It is an affiliate link, so if you click it, I get a little something for sending you that way. You buy the things you were going to buy anyway. It's just a way to support the channel without really any extra steps, and you still get the stuff you were going to get regardless of whether you clicked it or not. So that is a thing you can do if you would like to. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Toodaloo.